MakkSkills Learning Canva. Canva, the new way to educate and learn. So with Canva, we have endless possibilities. It is primarily an online software that allows you to create graphics. But what Canva allows us to do is to create, be it presentations, be it social media graphics, be it a simple invite for your daughter's birthday, be it a brochure, a poster about a campaign against nature, COVID, so many things that are going around. So Canva allows us to create graphics in the most simple way. What seemed like graphic designing was something only done in heavy softwares like Adobe Photoshop and Corel. While they are great softwares and they allow endless possibilities, Canva is great for, of course, the ones who are starting, and a lot of web developers also tend to use Canva because of the unlimited options it keeps adding to its portfolio. So how do we log into canva.com? It's as simple as type in canva.com, or of course you can Google Canva and it'll take you to their page. What exactly is Canva? That's exactly what I was discussing right now. It's an easy to use drag and drop interface. It provides access to over millions of photographs, graphics, and fonts, which is also important. There are lots of photos that Canva gives you direct access to via the interface. And of course, you can always take out another graphic or your picture and insert it, upload it on Canva, and use the same in your presentations slash cards or any other uh, thing that you would be creating. It is used by professional and non-designers as well. So for some of you, since your prime focus is on teaching, how you all will be using Canva is to create interesting presentation, interesting posters, so that your children's understanding is better. We all understand that, especially during these times when we are doing everything online, to keep the audience engaged on a Zoom call or a Google Classroom or however your modes of teaching are, is not always easy to engage your audience. There's a lot you can do in Canva to make matter and your subjects more interesting. The tools can be used for both web and print media design and graphics. Okay, so why Canva? So, one can always question that because there's so many tools available in terms of one can just Google, how do I make a presentation online? And I'm sure many tools will come up. But there are a lot of advantages of Canva, and I'd like to stress upon the fact that, it's important to realize that it's a free app, right? It's a free app for enough and many photographs. If you had to make a poster on water conservation right now, you can use Canva. It'll give you enough access to photos. Of course, like any app or any website, everyone has a monetizing model. So when you feel that your growth in Canva as a designer, or you're using it for many projects, and that's increasing, then you can always invest in a monthly plan of as little as $12. So it gives you enough options as a free tool as well. And only when you feel you're really used to this and you really like the interface, which I did, that's how I started with Canva 4 years ago, then you feel, you've got everything covered under this, right? So for me personally, I have created as, I run an events company and I also am into education. For both these, for various kinds of social media graphics and so many presentations for sponsors, for, to being able to teach, I've always seen myself go back to Canva and find it extremely simple. So therefore, a person like me ended up investing in the same, right? It's an easy to use app. I can't say that enough. It is a very easy to use app. Lots of background options are available. Resizing to another design. That's another thing that will be very interesting if it is that you have made a poster, like I said, about water conservation, and you also want to address a presentation, in the same lines. You can just resize that design. So you don't have to start from scratch and keep going back to that and seeing how you made it. You can just resize it and then move the icons here and there, and we'll see that. Canva automatically saves. That's an amazing thing. I can just shut off, my laptop can just shut right now. Low on battery, I didn't realize it, and it just shut down. I go back to Canva, my design's all there. Easy to upload logos or photos, remove background easily, which is something we all need to do, especially when we get logos. Okay, so today we're going to learn basics, getting used to simple tools, brochure, infographics, also presentations, also a little bit of movement on how we can animate some basic things. So there's a lot we're going to learn. I'm going to straight head to canva.com. Okay. close this, and I'm going to stop share for just a moment. I'm guessing no questions right now as we're just getting started. So I'm going to share my screen once again, and I'm going to go to close this. Here we are. So I hope you all can see it. I'm on google.com. Like we're using Google like a verb these days. Any question that, a student might ask you, or students probably tend to ask less questions sometimes in class because they know they can always go back and Google that concept. So let's just Google it, Canva, and I'm just going to write Canva on the Google search browser and click on it, and it gives me the first option. Collaborate and create amazing graphic design for free, Canva. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to log out of my account so that I can tell you exactly how we start a fresh account. Okay, so here, log into your account, log in with Google, log in with Facebook, or so I'm going to say sign up, right? Sign up with email. So I would always recommend that you sign up independent of attaching yourself to one of your accounts, only out of security reasons. Some websites don't give you that option, and if you really need to use it, go ahead. But the computer interface is smarter than we think, and there's a lot of information they can always try to pull in from you. So I always prefer, if you have the option, keep it separate from your linking your accounts, right? So here I can write any name, Sneha Chopra, give it a password. Oh, sorry, it says email, so I'm Sneha. I write my name here, and Sneha@yahoo.com or whatever it is, and your password. So I'm not going to fill it. Oops, I'm not going to fill the password. This is how ready it is, just to show you the interface. So you create your account with Canva, and we'll have you designing in no time, it says, and that's exactly how it's going to be. So we can just sign up here. I'm going to go to my account because I already have one, and here. Okay. So now, the first thing it tells you is design anything, right? So for somebody who's starting out fresh, it works perfectly fine. Design anything. What all can I design? When I click on it, it gives you the option suggested. Do you want to do a presentation, a Facebook post, a poster, Facebook cover, Instagram post, and so on? Quite a few options here. I'm going to go to all the options. Yeah. When I click on create a design, let me see all the options. So here are all the options here. So there's home, and then there's templates. When I just keep my cursor on templates, there's a drop down, right? So under categories of social media, there are a lot of options. So it gives you, for instance, if you're running your own business, you can always use a lot of social media graphics because you're going to be needing it for various things to promote your brand. And what's good is that it's given you so many sizes options that you don't have to really worry about it. For instance, even in social media, it's given you option for Instagram story. So they've done the background details. They've created templates for you in that particular size. And I'll go to, something, I opened more of the ones that are in education, so that will be more relevant to you. Personal, invitation card, resume, postcard, planner, t-shirt, right? In business, there are presentations. You can create a website design, logo. Of course, every business needs one, a business card. So the possibilities are a lot. And it's great that it's given us so many template options. Marketing, you can do posters, flyers, infographic, brochures. Here's what's trending. Sorry, trending, Zoom backgrounds. So, a lot of us, we can use virtual backgrounds while we're in Zoom. So it can create interesting Zoom backgrounds for you. Concept maps are, the thing trending these days. Father's Day went in recently. So under trending, they've got Father's Day cards. Now let's come into education, and let's click on the first one, lesson plan. Let's see what are the kind of options it gives us in lesson plan. Okay. Lesson plan templates. Okay. So this is more like a timetable format. Okay. Planning your lesson. What happens is, I'm a mother of a 5-year-old, and when our school sent us the plan for the week, and it was, sent with graphics. And when I shared it with my son, obviously any colors, shapes, all of these, while they're basic elements of design, be it a child or an adult, they create a sense of excitement, as opposed to getting an email saying Monday you have math session and Tuesday you have tabla, right? It always, the colors act upon how we feel about it, and it leaves a vibe, right? So for all you educators here, you would have pick any of these templates for lesson and start planning. For instance, let's see this template, okay? Mrs. Patterson's science lesson plan. So I'm going to say use this template. There are a lot of basic tools that I'm going to teach you, but I'm opening one of the templates that will be sort of, that you'll all relate to, and then we work on all the essential elements that it gives us to change. Now this is what it is, and I'm going to just zoom it a little bit. It's it, okay. Here, Mrs. Patterson's, yeah. Just a moment, I just want to ensure that you all can see this clearly. Okay, Mrs. Patterson's science lesson plan, right? Monday we're going to learn this, Tuesday we're going to learn. So let's try and make some changes to this. So why don't I pick a name of a teacher from here? Let me see the participants. Okay, Sushmita Yadav, okay? So ma'am, I'm going to take your name and put it here and make your lesson plan. So Sushmita Yadav's science lesson plan. I'm not sure if you're a science teacher, but I'm just picking one of you from here. Okay, so Sushmita Yadav science plan. Now this could also be English plan, really. So what essentially I'm doing is, and I'm going to show it to you once again, I'm just going to undo it to what it was. Okay, it was Mrs. Patterson's science plan, and now I want to change the name. So I click on it and I put my cursor, just like how we probably do in Word or even a notepad. We keep the cursor to where we need to. We go back to deleting it. And here we've got Sushmita Yadav's science. We can make that English, right? You can, of course, make any change, right, to this. The advantage Canva gives us is that you're the designer. It's giving you templates only for you to be able to, for your ease and not for, telling you how to design. So let's say this is Sushmita Yadav's English plan, okay? And now I'm going to change the font of this. I don't like the font, so I'm going to click on this. Now it's selected the part of the text that's written, and I'm going to click. So when I click on this text, you will see right above this copper hue, that's the name of the text, the size of the text, the color, bold, italics, underline, basics, alignment, or making it small or big, uppercase or not, and more options. So we're going to go over all these options now, okay? So I'm going to change the font of this and make it another font from the ones that are visible here. Okay, so I've changed the font. I can make it any other font as well. So it's for you to see what you're sort of liking. Okay, I'm going to come to the font size. The font size is 27. I can make it 18, or I can make it more. Right? Now, when you drop down the font size, it's given you, random numbers like 16, 18, 21, and so on. It doesn't matter because I can, even though it doesn't say 26, it doesn't say 26, I can always write 26 and make it exactly the way I want to, right? So the drop down is only for you all to see some quick options, but it's not for, I can even make it 144, but see how big that becomes. You can barely see it. So I'm going to keep it to 27, let's say. Okay, and here we are. This is our, this is the font changing. Now here, the color, the text color. When we just put our cursor on it, it tells us, that this is defining text color. So, you don't all have to make notes on what I'm saying. Reason being that, anything that you sort of even keep your cursor on will keep reminding you what it is. So it's really practice and play. So when I clicked on this, it gave me all the options. Now, is it going to change my background? No, it's not. Is it going to change my text? Yes, it is. Because I've clicked on a text box and I'm clicking on this, and I can make it green, or I can make it blue, or any other color. So there are a couple of colors that are already here, and there are more colors, and then you can add another palette. But adding another palette is something that comes in the paid version, so I'm not going to open that, right? So there are enough color options here itself, right? Okay, so we've made this color this. Now let's see, the monkeys don't really work for us. We can click on the monkey and just delete it. right? So every element, I can delete these leaves. So every element really comes with an editing option, right? I can make the monkey small. I can click on the monkey, make it really small, and put him right next to here, next to here. I can put the bird, make the bird really small just by dragging it and making it small, and put her right next to here, right? Again, now when I click on the bird, do you see that there are colors that prop up right above? This is because we can change the color of the bird as well, right? So gray, I can make the bird an orange colored bird. Let's see what I'll see. There you go. I can make her beak gray, right? I'm going to show you once again how it's happening. I'm just going to undo this, right? This is my bird. When I click on any object that is visible to me in Canva, it will give me a color option, unless of course it's an image. So if I upload an image of myself, it's not going to give me the color options in my picture, but all these are interesting clip arts that it's created. So it can always give me options to change it. And then you will know the minute you click on an object. I clicked on it, I understand it's given me the whole color palette. I'll make the white pink. I'll make this gray. And I think I want to make the dark gray a green or a yellow, right? So any colors, right? So be it younger children where you want to explain colors to and make it fun, or you're creating a sort of a concept and the kingfisher bird or any other bird that you're talking about is a certain color, you can always keep it. Of course, if you don't like the bird, she can leave right away, right? You're the master of your sort of session. Similarly, when I click on the monkey, does it give me other color options in the monkey? Yes, it does. I can make the brown a yellow color monkey. I can make him a pink color monkey the way I'd like it, right? So decisions are totally up to you. Or like I said, you can just delete the monkey. Again, same thing I'm going to repeat with the leaves. So this is another element here. I'm going to click on the leaves and I click on a color and I can change the color of the leaves. I click on the other one and I can make it pink, right? So you see how Canva is allowing you to, just a moment here. I'm going to stop sharing and see if there are any questions so far. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Okay. We have two questions. Jyoti, ma'am's asking, can we copy and paste an image? Absolutely, we can. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Rasika ma'am's asking, are clip arts already there or should we attach? Like if we want another one, do we create or is there a palette available? Absolutely, there's one available. I'm going to answer both your questions. First, Jyoti ma'am, can we copy and paste an image? Let me share screen and go back to here. Copy paste an image. Certainly you can, right? So I've got this monkey and I actually wanted 3 monkeys. So when I click on it, exactly what you do in Microsoft Word, you do Control C and Control V, right? Copy paste, and then you can paste the monkey here. You want a lot of monkeys hanging from the tree. I am simply doing Control C and Control V, Control C for copy and Control V for paste. And it's coming here, right? Now, I can also, when I click on this, I also get a few options here. Position, either top and I'll come to that. It's a little more complicated than that. Transparency. Now I can add transparency to this monkey. Can you all see? I've made this monkey a little transparent, right? You want something in the background, but you don't want it too loud. I can click on this transparency and make it really light, or I can keep it fully dark, right? So this adds transparency to it. I'm going to click on this and okay. Yeah, so I explained to you copy and paste, and the other question was, are there clip arts available? So let's see if we want to add in different animals to this. So let's get the bird out of here. Here, so I'm coming to these elements here, and I'm going to teach you how we can bring in something else. So we were at templates, right? And this was our plan. So I can change this to anything that whatever I'm planning to teach, right? Plays about India, independence, story. Tuesday, we're going to write something else, and so on and so forth, however you like it, right? Now, I can add a new page and also pick a new template from here. So I'm not convinced if I'm loving what I'm doing, but I don't want to delete it. So I add a new page, and the templates are always available for me on the left. So I try a different one, and I click on something like this. And say, okay, maybe this looks more neater. because my age group is a little higher. So I'm just going to take something as simple as this again. Now, sorry, when I click on this, these templates are available, right? When I click on this, the color option that's coming is the light beige. I can make that pink, like we said. Sorry, I didn't click on it. Yeah. So the stars that were light, I can make it pink, right? Now, if you all see, right. Okay. So here's the thing that here's something very different that I'm going to teach you. Maybe I should teach you in a bit, but now that it's here, let me get to it. So when I clicked on this, do you all see, I'm going to move this away. Do you all see that when I clicked on this page, the framework of that blue line is actually much further than the page? Can you all see this blue line? Because when I've selected it, this blue line is not, ending along with the page. Now, what does this mean? Let's experiment. So let me click on the page and this something shows up and let me try and move it away. Let's see what's moving. The page is not moving, but the stars behind are moving, right? Okay, so now I can change the color of the stars, right, to anything. It's become a green. Let me take it back one more time. Okay, so when I clicked on this, it did not give me a color, the orange color option at all. It's only giving me one color. And to understand why that is, let's change the color and see what it is that it's talking about. Let's make it blue. So it's made the stars blue. Now, if I want to change the color of the orange background, what's going to happen is that they've created the stars image in such a big way that it's going away from the page. So I'm going to move this image and bring it back later so that I can actually select my orange page. When I click on the page, when I've moved the entire stars background, then I can change the color of this page. So this problem you definitely might come across in one or two pages. In most templates, it's not like that, but since it came ahead, I wanted to show you all. Also, when you change the color, just a moment. When I clicked on this and I've changed the color of this to another color, okay? Let's say a strange blue, right? Now, immediately right below it, it gives you the option of change all blue to that. So what Canva is recognizing is that either you could be changing your brand look or your color palette. So especially in a presentation when you have 12 pages, you don't have to go page by page to change the whole, background color or something like that. So it gives you the option to change all the blue to that certain color, like this neon blue, right? So, and then you can get the stars back. Yeah, you see the difference in how that happened. I'm going to go back to templates and I'll come back to what else is in case you want me to repeat what happened right now. I will do that. I'm going to go to uploads. Now, uploads is something you all will use very, very often. See, this morning I uploaded your logo to create. Let me show you what I created using your logo this morning. Just a moment. Why don't I'll go to my designs and show you actually. Okay, so I'm going to go to my designs and show you what I created using your logo, which I uploaded this morning. So this is the logo of Goldcrest High, right? I'm going to delete it from here. I'm going to go to something I created today morning, about half an hour before class. I'm going to go to my designs and here it is. Okay, so I'm going to delete this right now. This is what I had earlier. This is our basic banner of, our MakkSkills before we start a presentation. This is what we show. It's got our logo and it's got our logo colors. I went to uploads. I'm going to just delete the logo right now for a moment. I'm going to delete it for now. Okay, so how is it that I've got the logo? So I went to google.com. Okay, and I typed in Goldcrest Vashi logo, right here. When I typed in this, it gives me all the options, but what I'm really focusing on is the image. So here it is, a lot of pictures that come in. Here it is, the first one. I click on it and I saved it. I right clicked and I saved this image. Okay, and it's gone to my downloads. I'm going to move it to my desktop. Okay, like any image you'd probably save from the internet or your own image from Facebook if you've uploaded something a long time ago. And I'm going to close this. Now I have that and I'm going to go to uploads here on, it's already, oh no, that's because I took it in the morning. In desktop, I'm going to look for that image. Here it is. And I've uploaded it. So basically uploads is allowing you to create, you upload your own logo a logo of a partner like you all are right now in this conversation, to be able to add it to my graphic. So this is my main graphic, and I click on the uploaded logo, and here it is, and I'm just going to size it, right, to however I want it. Okay. Here's one more thing I'd like to tell you now that we're right here with your logo. One is that I can reduce the size of this frame that I can see, because it's all white anyway. I don't want to see the whole white right here. Okay. Here is my logo. I can also resize this logo by just pulling and pushing it back here. So I can make it as small and I can pull it to be becoming as big, right? I'm also going to teach you how to remove your background from a logo like this in case my background was a blue. See, do you see how the logo stands out with a white? Because that's how logos are created, and on the internet they're uploaded as JPEGs, right? Which is a file format. Now, one would like the logo to, not come out like a block like this. So I'm going to teach you how to remove background. I'm going to come and see first if there are any questions on chat and then continue. I'm going to close this. This was just to show you an upload option. Let me come back on chat to see you all and to see if there's any questions so far. Okay. Rasika, ma'am, I'm just coming to your question. Please feel free to keep posting any questions. And if you think I'm going a little fast or I need to repeat anything or it's all good, please do mention on chat so I understand and the communication is clear. Okay. Now we're coming back to the lesson plan template. Or actually, why don't we move to, we've got the idea of lesson plan, right? Why don't we move to another template of education? So let's go to worksheet. Right, so I went to templates and I went under education to worksheet. If you have created a worksheet once, you can always just simply go and search the word worksheet under the templates. You don't have to go back to the same way. Okay, so now this is obviously for younger children. And let's see something like this. Counting dogs and cats. Okay. The thing is that what we're going to be teaching in terms of designing our worksheets, of course, could be created for adult education as well, for higher education. But I'm just picking a template. While this obviously is something for a younger child, but one has to apply that. You all as educators will be able to apply it to your classes, right? So count the dogs and the cats, counting the dogs and the cats game. Now what happens is the teacher sends this to the children and they print it, or and then they write down the answer. Or if some parents don't have printers, which is what a lot of parents are saying during these corona times, is that we can't print so many because we don't have an in-house printer, then of course they can probably write the answers after counting and seeing the image and sending it to you, right? So here I have a worksheet. Okay, now uploads, right? Let's just say that you have been given a mandate from your school that you must put the logo on every educational material that you're providing. So I have just uploaded, and of course, this is a logo I've taken from Google. I'm sure you all have access to, the original file of the logo that you have to put here. Okay, let's assume that's what it's got. So I'm going to just make the namespace a little lesser. I'm just reducing the blank for the space so I can make enough place for the logo. So I'm just clicking on elements and moving them around because now I need a little space. The minute I go a little away from the center of the line, it's going to guide me. So if you see these dotted lines, they only to guide you if you're going right. Okay, I'm going to reduce the size of this blank as well. And here. And here, I've made enough space for the logo right here. Okay, so I've just uploaded a logo that I'm using time and again. The thing is, once you've uploaded something, it will be in your uploads, automatically, right? So we'd uploaded some student pictures here and so on, some of our posters, whatever we've done in the past. Sometime we've uploaded this. And of course, then this could be you could also change this to make this much smaller. Let's say I want to make it 23 and an addition game by who all do we have here on Zoom? Just a moment. Participants. Sabina. Sabina ma'am, an addition game by Sabina, ma'am. That's what your students call you. And here it is. And then you can, of course, again, you want to make anything small, any dog bigger, change the colors. It's all up to you. So see how we've given a different sort of a color to this one. Maybe you can instead count how many have a pink, pink in them. So in every picture, I have just added a little bit of pink where I want them to count it like that, right? Just making it fun for the children. Of course, when we teach children art, of course, we do tell them that anything is possible. So why can't a cat have pink whiskers, right? So here, right? So you can do endless possibilities here. Number of cats and dogs. They can write a simple worksheet. Now this was given by Canva. Let's just create a blank worksheet, okay? Which is when I will be answering the question. I'm going to zoom it less so you can see. Yeah, when I'm going to be answering the question of clip art. So here it is, and I want to start from scratch. I'm going to go to text, which is right here under templates, uploads, photos, elements, and text. So I'm going to go to text, and I'm creating something from scratch. I see 2 questions have come in, I think. Yes, Shweta ma'am, I'm just creating our own worksheet right now. Can we create a new worksheet? Absolutely, Jyoti ma'am, I'm doing just that right now. Okay. Yes, watermarks possible. We'll just come to that. Give us a little time. We'll take that towards the end of the lesson. Here, creating a new worksheet. So here I am. Let's just close this completely. I've come to Canva. I just want to create a design, right? So I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'll say create a design. What do you want to do? I have custom dimensions. I want to make a 10 by 14 inch. Oh, okay. Sorry. It took pixels. That's why it was giving that option. So I'm creating a design with my own. I've moved it to inches. So there's inches, millimeters, centimeters, and pixels. So I just want it to be 14 by 18, and I'm going to create a new design. Can you all suggest what you'd like me to create? Any first suggestion what I should create, and I'll create that. If you all could mention that on chat, I would just create something. Whoever's written it first. Certificate, you'd like us to create a certificate? Why not? Okay. So when I click on design anything and I click on certificate, I want to tell you, Komal ma'am, there are endless options that are available here itself, okay? But what we are going to do is we are going to create a certificate from scratch. So why don't we take something, some kind of look from here and maybe create that, or create something completely on our own. Let's go for it. Okay, so I think for certificate, I've got the size wrong. So I'm going to go back to home. It's not quite the size of the certificate. I'm going to create a design. And I'm going to search if it gives me the option of a certificate, right? The reason I'm picking this is because it's going to give me the right size. So I'm going to click on this because it already has a predefined size for a certificate, and this is great, right? So here I am, this is my certificate. The minute I've written certificate, I've got a lot of options of templates on the left side, but I'm not going to click on this because we're creating something from scratch. So let me go to elements and let me click on border. Let's see what I get as certificate border options, right? Okay, so let's pick out something classic. And I'm going to, so I picked on something and I've taken, here we are. It's got a golden border and I can pick on something like this, right, for the certificate. Okay, I'm going to add a new page and also click on something different. Sorry, I added a new page, but it got copied. I don't want this on my second page. So I've clicked on the element and deleted it. I've added a new page, right? But I don't want this border. I'm going to pick on another border. So I've taken another border from here. Okay. Okay. Now, I really like this border. Okay. But it's not giving me the option to stretch it to a rectangle. So what do? Well, in India, I'd like to call it jugaad, right? We're going to take this border because we like it and we're going to find a way to make sure that this is how it comes in. So here's what I'm going to do. I've copied this border. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to crop it. Okay. I've cropped it right till the middle and I say click, done. Okay. I'm going to show it to you once again. I want this border, but this border is really not stretching. It's going to stretch only like a square. So what do? Here it is. I'm going to go to crop. When I click on crop, I can adjust how much of this do I really want. Okay. And I'm going to click on done. I've got half my border here. I'm going to click on it again because I'm stubborn and I want this border no matter what, even if Canva is not giving me that option in this particular border to stretch it, I'm going to create it as big as this, as the previous one, and again click on crop. And this time I'm going to crop it from this side. See, now I'm going to move now because I've split them into two different elements, right? So now I have it right here, right? So when Canva didn't give me that option, I've created it for myself, right? Because I understand that it's giving me all the four corners. So let me just use it one way or the other, right? Again, in case you wanted this border to only be on the top left and the right bottom, I can again click on this and just say crop and crop it even further, right? I'm reducing it. I can click on the right one, say crop and reduce my framework and say done. So here I have my certificate look from a border that I liked from the suggestions that were here, but I changed it. Okay. So I'm going to go back to this border. Okay. At this point, I'd also like to tell you that I can go to images.google.com and click on certificate borders and maybe like something from here, border. Okay. Let's say you like anything from here. This. Okay. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to save this image. Okay. Now, one thing I do want to tell you is that when I pick this image into Canva, I will not be able to change the color of this blue into anything else because this is I'm going to add a new page. Okay. This is like taking your own face and uploading it. You can't change color of your own face when it's not created, right? So Canva is giving you enough elements where you can change whatever you pick from within Canva. But of course, if you take something from outside, that's not going to be a possibility. Now I'm going to go to uploads and upload that particular border. Here it is on my desktop. I'm going to upload it here and click on it and it will come on my page. Click on it when you're on the page that you need it to be. Yeah. So here we are. Center it. I can pull this the way I want to. And here we are. So I'm going to go back to page one. Page one was when we picked a border from here and we just put something classy we liked. Then, of course, picked on a border that we reinstated the way we wanted it to be. And third is to bring it here, to bring in something from online, right? Now, when I click on this, sorry, I'll tell you about this. When I click on this, I get the option of color change. So I can change it to a blue, or if you have a school color that you sort of need to address to. Now, once again, I would like to bring to your notice that when I click on this and ask it to change the color from black to a blue, it's automatically going to ask me, change all the black to blue, and I'll be like, yes, thank you for this convenience, and it's going to do it, right? So let's say you created the entire certificate and you've written all the text on this in black and you don't really love it. You want to change it a little bit. You could change, you don't have to go and click on each element of text and change the color. You can simply do it because Canva gives you that option. So here we are. I'm going to check on the chat. There are a few questions coming up. Do you like the splitting of the border? Thank you, Snehal ma'am. Yeah, Dr. Anju, we will be doing the PPT also in just a bit. And here we are. So we're creating our own certificate. So now we need to add text to it, or let's add the logo since we already have it right here. So here is the logo. Of course, I can't just create it like this. An authentic certificate will need signatures of Mrs. Gill, the principal, and you can add all that with her permission. You will have all those details, right? So we've kept the logo on the side or in the center. Let's say we're doing it in association with another brand. So let's say Google Jamboard I have the logo right here, is doing an association with you all, and they're teaching you something. So maybe a certificate from Google will look like this. Jamboard is a product of Google, just in case some of you don't know, it's a product of Google. So we're just going to put this in the corner. So basically trying to say that if two sort of, it's a collaborative effort, the whole certificate, then there'll be two logos. You can put them into either side. Or of course, if there's only one, then you could put it right in the center. Now about text. So I'm going to click on text. When I click on text, you get three simple options: add a heading, add a subheading, and add a little bit of body text. So it's given you three quick options. When you add a heading, you'll have a bigger size and a middle size and a small size. Pretty much that's what it is. And it's also giving you options like this, wherein you can directly pick something like this and say sale, right? And put it on top of a product of yours and say sale ends, online sale ends, anything, right? So it's giving you some options of, I'll just remove this. It's giving you some ready options of text. For a certificate, I don't think that any of these really work, but what I could do is, I could pick this. It says save the date. What I could do is I could write the word certificate in this because I like the font, right? So certificate of appreciation, right? Now it's come in the second line. I can just pull this along and center this thing, okay? I'm going to delete what's written because it of course says somebody's getting married. It was the save the date kind of a look, but I like the font, so I just picked that. So I'm going to say certificate of appreciation and reduce the size because I have more things to write. Okay, so here is my certificate of appreciation. Something's coming up on chat. Give me 2 minutes, please. I'll just take a look at it. And then I want to add some other text. So what I'm going to do is there's a shortcut to adding text. I can just click on T and my text option comes in. Just because I've used another kind of font right now, it's giving me back that font, but I don't need it. This is to certify and so on and so forth, right? I'm just going to write a little bit of gibberish here, and I'm going to change the font of this to a much more readable font, right? Okay. I want the entire thing to have a different font, right? And I am going to make it much smaller and stretch it along, right? Now, of course, this can say that this is to certify that so-and-so has cleared her exams or has come first in the debate competition. I'm going to reduce this further because it's quite readable, even like this, right? And then here comes the signatures. Simply upload the signatures. Go to uploads. You've saved the signatures. You have the authority. You put in the signatures, and then you can give it out for printing, right? Now, if you were to write somebody's name here, we'll go to elements and pick out a line. So like we did for the border, let's take out a line. So elements are basically little things that you might need, like an arrow is an element, a line is an element. And I would like, because the person's name has to be written, so I could add this line, or I could go back and say, no, maybe this works better. Any kind of line that you might sort of write, where we'll be writing the student's name on it. So we know this is to certify that Aditi Agarwal has cleared, so on and so forth, right? To give you an idea. So here we've created a certificate from scratch, absolutely blank, did whatever we like to do with it, because you don't have to take a template if you don't want. Okay, templates are only to help you, not to, sort of force you to use them. Okay. After writing everything, can I change the template? Okay, that's a great question, Ms. Komal. After writing everything, you can change the template. Let's see how that works out. Okay, so here I am, and this is what I've written. Now I'm going to go to templates, and I select this. Let's see what happens. Add template as a new page or replace current page. It's asking you. So if I add it as a new page, that means that that's starting from scratch. So no, I want to replace the current page, right? So what it does is it replaces what you've written. So you can't access what you had earlier. So here's what we're going to do to it, right? I want to show you that option just so you know. So when I click on this and it says add as a template new page, if I say add as a new page, then it's going to go and add it as a new page after the page that I'm on, right? But what I want to do is I want to keep everything the way I've drawn it, except let's say the borders, because that will change the template. So I'm going to, one moment please, I'm going to remove these back. I'm I'm just going to delete these borders here, and I'm going to select this all just like we selected any other format. So I'm just going to highlight all of this, select it, and click on these three dots. No, not here, sorry. I'm going to select all this and group it. So to group it, what I need to do is I will press Control G, okay? And I'll put that on the movement as well. So basically what I do is when I put this all together, I click on all this together and I group it, right? So now what it's going to do, it's not grouping for some reason. Just a moment, please. Right click, it's going to group it. I did get the ungroup option a minute ago. So it's giving me the option to ungroup this. It was okay, probably that's why I didn't give me the group option, because something was already grouped here. I've clicked on this whole thing and now I get the group option. The reason I wasn't getting it earlier was because two elements were already grouped. So I have all these elements that I want to keep intact. So I click on the whole thing and say group it. Okay. Now I have already selected another template here, but I don't want all of this in this. So I delete everything from this new template. Okay. And I bring this whole thing together because I've grouped it. I bring it together down, right? And I move it around together because I've grouped it. I'm going to show you that once again. So basically your question was, if after you've done everything, you decide the template's not really working. I'm just pressing undo, right? Or no, not really. Or, you take it to another colleague and she says, you know what, let's just change the format. Okay. So I delete my basic background and to group this, I just need to ungroup this 1 second. There was one element that was grouped together and I group this, right? And then to whatever template here, I can click and, try another template, right? Whatever template I've clicked on here, I move the text of this template. I just delete whatever I don't like out of this new template. Okay. And then I just bring this down because this is what I like, right? So you can move it around to a different template. Okay, coming to elements. Okay, so this was the example of a certificate. Let's move away from here so we get that idea. Let's go back to education and look at, go back to a worksheet, or let's say storyboard. Now I'm going to teach you elements now. Storyboards can be used to teach anything, be it a subject as hard as physics. Is there any teacher of physics here? I did find physics a hard subject when I was young, so not to say that it is. To explain anything, let's say, a storyboard like this could be sent to parents to tell them and to comfort them that the school trip that's going on a camping adventure, this is the plan for it, and this is the kind of photos that come with it, right? So, for instance, a storyboard could be, saying day one, this is the kind of tent we will set up, kind of tent set up at Rishikesh. Day two, this is what we're going to do, or something like this. You can send to parents to say, this is what we are going to be doing with the children in the next 1.5 days. So I'm going to move to presentations actually now, because that's extremely important. So while you all can explore this, I'm going to move to a presentation, and for the next 20 minutes, we will be working on a presentation. I will also work on how to sort of try to tell you all how to animate the presentation as well. So let's go to, of course, there are loads of options here, but I'm going to go to a presentation. So it's again a very important aspect for you all as educators. You might be presenting to your principal or to another senior member in the school, or to the students, various things. So let's click on, let's say, breakthrough technologies. Okay, and I'm going to also take a minute and create a presentation from scratch. Any questions? I'm just going to address that also. A question bank in Canva. Renu ma'am, not exactly, in the sense that you can create a graphic which has your questions. So you could create, a graphic that says physics questions for week 1 or week 2, and then you have, 5, 7 questions mentioned there. So you could actually have a document which different pages saying called question bank class standard 5, right? And in every page, you could have different questions written, and you could download them as single pages whenever you really need to shoot them to your students, right? So you could have probably, be it in a presentation form or any form, have your questions mentioned one by one in every page for the week. So every week you have to just download for that week itself. So I'm sure as educators, you all plan your lessons, right? Therefore, you could absolutely do that, but there is no, like it's not like you can't take those questions and convert it into a live quiz, like you could do it with a Kahoot or something like that. So Canva doesn't allow you to like have that interaction saying they can answer your questions, but of course you can create a question bank and shoot it to your students whenever you're ready for that. So presentations, right? So presentations as educators could be about anything, could be about a festival in school, could be about the Hindi week that you're celebrating, absolutely anything. Here I'm going to teach you, because I do have your logo, that let's say I'm going to be working on a presentation with a black background. I've put the logo, and the logo is appearing white and very blocky. So I don't want that. I want to remove this background. Okay. So when I have logo written here, there are a couple of options that come in right on top: effects, filter, adjust, crop, and flip. Let's go through all of them. Effects. Effects gives us options of changing the look of the color. I don't want to mess with any logo. So I don't want to do pixelate or do anything like that to it. I just want to remove background. So the first option is background remover. Now this is like a magic tool. There you go, the background's removed, right? But we do understand that for our logo to stand out, we can't have a color like black. So I'm going to click on the background color and make it a much softer one, maybe a gray, right? Now, when I make gray, it's asked me for the entire presentation, do you want to change the color? And I click on it. So the entire presentation color from black has changed to gray. Now, why is my logo not showing, right? Where is the rest of the details of my logo? Let's find out. I'm going to click on position and bring it on the top. It's still not showing. So what basically it's done, let's take out another logo here, right? Let's take out another logo with my change in color. For some reason, it's taken that away as well, but it shouldn't. Give me a moment. I'm going to tell you how that will work out. So I'll just delete this for now, and let's try and filter and see the background remover option once again. There, right? Now, once again, the logo has become, so the thing is that because I've picked up a file from the internet with the text being very, it's a very small size file. When you have your original file, this will not come in. And I wanted to show you that is why I chose to convert it right now. Because if you see, no matter how much I pull it, I can barely read the words of Vilasrao Deshmukh initiatives. This is because the logo size is very, very small, right? So the text has also gotten missed with that entire thing. So what I'm going to do is I can then choose, since I don't have the option of a higher resolution file, I'm going to click on make the background white and keep it here. So that with whatever little I have with me, I can make sure that the logo is visible. Right? For all of you, you will, when you ensure that you have the original logo file, from the management, then you will be able to do what I was mentioning about, remove the background of the logo. In fact, you will have a PNG file, which will have no background as well. So here's my presentation, and I'm making it with a white background. Now what's also happened is the text is gone because it was originally white. So I'm going to make all the text black, change all the white text to black, so everything is visible, and I've just changed the color of that, right? So just a moment, breakthrough technologies. Now, right here, can you see that in the word breakthrough, H is looking like something else? Now, why is that? Because the Goldcrest logo is right on top. So either I can cut across that logo, okay? It's not affecting the logo. Or what I could do is, sorry, one moment. Right click on this and say send to backward. Again, right click on it and say send to backward. right? So I'm basically saying you can take this element behind. It doesn't matter if it's coming ahead, right? So now it's not going to do what it was doing earlier. If I right click and I say bring to forward, 1 second. Okay, here is the option of position right here. Position, bring it to top, right? Or click on breakthrough and then position it to come on top, right? You can position your text to come front, back as well as you can move it backward or forward. Now what happens is backward or forward is if there's any other image along with it, right? Position forward, then the logo is not going to show you those words, right? Because it has a white background and it's taken over. I can move this position backward and then it's going to be mixed in with this, right? Just to give you an idea. So coming to what all options we have here, we have effects, we have filter, okay? So you can select on anything. Let's put in an image here for now. Let's put an image of a boy studying, okay? And I can go to filter and I can change the shade of this. And for those of you who use social media, you know that these filters are children's best friends these days, right? So you can change the filter. Of course, if you're creating a presentation, I would like to tell you that it shouldn't be that some pictures, the filter is very different than the others, right? Because then you're not creating a sort of story language. It should be similar. So maybe you want, all your photos to be black and white. That's totally fine. But then, a story sort of remains if you keep the rest of the pictures as well in the same color. Yeah. So filter does that. Adjusting contrast, right? Brightness, tint, blur, and so many other things that can always be worked on. I'm just going to undo this. Okay. Crop, I did teach you crop earlier. So I can crop this image like this, or I can move it up and just have his face and say done. That's all I need. Okay. So you could do something like this. Now, the thing is that with limitation of time, I can go on for Canva for much longer, but I will not be getting into the text details of this because that is up to each educator what they'll be writing, right? You can click on this red, you can change the colors, and we've learned all of that. I can make it smaller, keep this here, all of those elements, right? I'm going to focus on a few more elements that we can bring in, and then I'm going to teach you about how to animate a presentation like this here. So here we were in elements. Now, elements, there's some features, there's some grids, there's shapes, there are frames. So let's say I pick out a frame like this. I'm going to remove smart clothing here. And frame is something where you can insert a picture, right? So here is a frame, or here is a frame, right? Let's try and insert pictures in this frame. So I'm going to go to uploads and a picture of this girl, and I'm just going to push it closer. And there you go. Did you see that? I'm going to show it to you once again. I took out a picture of her from my uploads, and I just pushed it to that frame, and it's automatically taken its space. Now I want her face to be a lot more bigger and brighter right here. I can just double click one more time. I double click from the picture. I continue to edit it. So I brought her much closer and I kept her frame like this, right? Now a science teacher might want to make a flower pot, with children's faces on it, with like flowers blooming, something sweet like that. Or I can take a more serious picture for a college brochure and put it straight in. So I'm actually just pushing the image towards the frame. Let's go back to an element and let's take another element. Okay, that's interesting. This is like a book cover. I'm going to delete this and delete the frame also. So first when I click on delete it, okay, this is a book cover. So let me see who I want to put on the book cover. Let's put this girl again here. I just throw it back and this is like a book cover, right? Now, I don't like the gray because I think that it's not showing the shadow work enough. So I clicked on the whole thing and I made it black because I think that would look better, right? Just a moment. And I want this also to come black so that it's got more of a book look, right? So I prefer this. So I've got this look done. And even the lighter gray, I think it should become darker. Yeah, so I liked it like this. So this is what I've done. And it looks like you've put somebody on the cover of a book, right? So in elements, you'll find a lot of things like that. You'll find shapes, you'll find grids. Now I'm going to go to a new page to be able to teach you grids. And let me just delete this for now. Okay. In grids, what happens is that I could actually bring in a grid like this. Okay, and reduce the size because I don't want it to take over the whole page. Now grids are very flexible like that, and I can insert 3 pictures here, right? So let's put the boy here. Let's put another girl here. And let's put these 2 working together here, right? So it's as simple as that. Now, any picture, now see the girl's head is getting cut off and I don't want that to happen. So I double click on her and I bring her head down. I double click on this picture and I zoom into it further. Double click on this picture and I zoom into it further and I readjust it and I just click outside and it's done, right? So elements gives you a lot of options. So grids, we've talked about shapes, frames, stickers, right? Again, something our generation loves, these animated stickers. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, I also want to tell you when we pick up something like this, right? I cannot change the text here, right? So elements are just set elements. Stickers are just set stickers. Now I can't write sale instead of this. It's not going to give me that option. So just to let you know that some things can't be changed also. So I explore more into stickers, they're word stickers, shape stickers, festive vibes, these are all stickers that could come into your presentation for anything. An excited school birthday, school sort of a party, like, farewell party, you can bring this in, for example, right? Okay, I'm going to delete this. And text, we've talked about text. Music. Okay, music is an important part of any presentation, right? Sometimes you might want to go without it, sometimes you might want to keep it. So I'm just going to drag drop an option of music right into this. I do want to tell you that music, you might get very few options in the free version, and to be able to insert it. So now when I play this presentation, which I will, I'm going to add a few elements to this presentation. Please don't mind that the conversation is about breakthrough technologies and we're putting fun elements in it. I've just added a music element and I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to delete this and I'm going to put a video as well. So I'm showing you all the elements in different ways. Click on an existing video, or I can go to uploads. And I do have some videos, in fact, of children talking itself. A Father's Day video of children talking, right? So maybe I can insert this video on the next page. I'm just going to see the questions. Just give me a moment. Okay, I'm going to remove health and wellness, and I'm going to add a video of this little girl who's, okay. Now she is replicating her father in this. One second. Here, let's take this one. She's replicating her father. So this was a Father's Day video made, and the daughter is trying to work out like her father, right? So this is a personal video that I've just inserted in. Okay, let's go back right on top where we started. Now, I'm going to remove the logo for now. I'm going to add some of those elements that I was talking about. We've already added music to this. So like I said, please don't mind. We're just putting in different elements just to show you how it sort of comes in. And we've got this, and we've got this sticker here. So let's see what other elements we can add here. Wednesday. So maybe it's a Christmassy Wednesday, and I'm going to play this and kind of an animation. Let me reduce the number of pages because we don't need some of these. Okay, and let's just end this presentation with saying thank you. Okay, now we have, let's see what this looks like. So I'm going to present this to you. I'm just going to see the chat once before I continue this. Is it possible to add audio to this presentation? Rangina ma'am, audio, you can add audio and upload it like a, in music, in the free tools, it's not an option. In a much more advanced option, you can add an audio to the same. Upload recording as a music. Yes, you can always upload recording as a music. In fact, you could have a video wherein, you're just playing something in the background, or you could upload a music option from a file that is open to you. Again, not available in the free option. Have you got this picture from Google? Swati ma'am, yes. Which picture are you referring to? Sorry, I did miss it. Yes, if you're talking about the logo, yes, I got it from Google. Like every company's logos are available, but they're so small that it's always difficult to use it in pictures of the boy. Yes, yeah, this is from Google. One or two pictures of the boy. This is from Google, but of course you can pick any pictures that you want, right? The picture of the Father's Day message, that is from somebody I know, but otherwise pictures of the boy and the girl I've just taken from Google. No. Pictures of the boy, no, Swati ma'am. I have not changed the color. Swati ma'am's asking, have I changed the color? I've changed the tint of it, right? So I can always make a picture black and white, but I cannot change the color of his hair in Canva, right? Oh, so I'm going to present this. Okay. Standard, no. I want to do an autoplay with about 4 seconds on each slide. Let's see how that works out. Can you all hear the music? You can't yet, right? Okay, just a moment. I think my speakers are muted. You should be able to hear it, but you can't. Just give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just share the computer sound just a moment. Okay. I'm not sure what that happened, but I'm going to share the sound of the computer, and it's not really that option. I can hear it. I hope you all can hear it because I can hear it in my. Can you all confirm that you can hear the music? No, you can't hear it. Just a moment. Am I missing something? Yeah, got it. Okay. Now it should work. Just a moment. Present, autoplay, 4 seconds, and present. Now you can hear it. Pick up the pace a little bit. So that was, yeah. Absolutely. I can, comment on for the music, I changed what you all suggested I should change, share computer sound. That was the option in Zoom itself. Can you please repeat the addition of the sound? Absolutely, Swati ma'am, just a moment. So on the left, we've seen a couple of options: templates, uploads, photos, elements, text, music, videos, background, charts, folders, and there is more, but this is all, the more is only in the paid version. So I'm just going to go to music here. I just picked some of the recently used any song, Travelers, and I'm going to just drag and drop it here. Okay. So now the song's changed once. I don't want this song. 1 second. I'm adding a new song. Drag and drop your music here. Okay. So basically, that's exactly what I did. I just dragged a new sort of song and I put it here. Okay, Trapped Underwater. That's the song now. Okay, great. So I'm going to show you 1 second. I'm going to show you how we can animate a little. Pause this. If there's anything else in particular, we have 15 minutes to go. I want to know if there's anything else in particular you all would like to know. Let me address upon that first, and then I can teach you some simple ways to animate something. So, in fact, this very presentation I can also try to animate. But let me stop share and see if there's anything else. We're all a closed group, so it'll be great if any of you have any particular things that you want to learn, and I can address upon that. Yes, okay. Komal ma'am has a very good question. Can we convert this into a PPT? Absolutely, we can. So now let me touch upon the thing that was scheduled for now, which is how to download any file. Okay. We're going to remove these elements, and let's say this is. Ma'am asked if you can do class. One of the teachers had asked if we can do our class lessons here. The exact question was. Question bank, right? So the question was, can we create a question bank? So let's just create a question bank here. Class 8, math, or let's just keep it English. Week 1. Okay. We don't need these pictures. We want this to be much smaller. 6. And I'm going to pick just click on T, and I'm going to get the option to write. So I'm going to talk about play by Rabinder. Stories by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay. So this is, I'm going to reduce the size of this again. Oops, it went to 800. I want to do 40. Okay. So what is my question bank for my class?
Ma'am, show the screen now.
Can you all see the screen? Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm so sorry. I missed sharing screen. Okay. So here I am on that presentation. We were talking about creating a bank of information for the class. So class 8, English week 1, we're going to do stories. We're going to do basics of grammar. 2 tests, Tuesday and Friday. Okay, I'm just as a teacher planning what all am I doing for this week 1, for instance. Okay, I'm going to copy this frame by just when you create a frame, any page, you have the options of copying it, add presenter notes, copy or delete the page, or first add another page. So I just copied that page and I went to here. Okay, so here I'll just change a little bit. Class 8 English week 2. Okay, let's talk about focus on creative writing. Okay, a big test for grammar and play practice. So this is our week 2. Maybe I've changed these few colors here and there just to add a different look to it. Okay, and position this backward. Okay, just change the look here and there. Okay, so now here I am, and I want to send this to my students one by one, or to my colleagues, or to the principal, to give her an idea of what I'm going to plan for the next 1 week, right? So there's an option right here to download. When I have to download, either I can download in the video form, which I don't want to. JPEG is the standard image image sort of soft. What do we call it? Like the format for downloading an image. Now it gives me, do I want to download all the pages? No, I don't want to download all the pages. I just want to download page 1 for now. And I'm going to download this. And it's getting downloaded. Preparing my design, and it's getting downloaded. Your design has been published, and it's automatically downloaded to your downloads, right? Now I also want to go to page 2, and I also want to download that. So I'm going to do it in JPEG, and I'm going to do page 2. So let's download that as well. Okay, so now I can have a folder on my computer with my entire plan, or I can create it week by week. I open it in my folder, week 1, week 2, right? Okay. My screen sharing stopped, but basically, if you can see what, okay, you can't see what I can see, just a moment. So I'm going to share screen one more time and go to my downloads. You all can see, yeah, you all can see, right? So here we are in my downloads. Both of these have come, right? Week 1 and week 2, they both are here, and now I can send it to anybody I'd like to as an image, whether on email or any other format. Okay. Now, if we were to send it an entire presentation to the teacher, to the principal, you want to send her the entire presentation for, let's say, about 9 weeks, whatever, right? So class 8, you can keep copying the slides and changing their text. And I'm going to download this now as a PDF. Okay, so PDF print, if you have to print it, if you have to present it to her physically, then you want to print it, then PDF print will give you a better quality. Or you can click on PDF standard if you are sharing it with her on email. So it's preparing my design. When I did a PDF, all my pages are going to come because I didn't select any one page. And in a PDF format, I'm happy for that to happen. Just a moment. I didn't select on any particular page, so my entire document is converted into a PDF. Show in folder, and I'm going to open it. Just a moment, I'm going to share screen with you once again. Resume share. I don't think you all can see. One second. I've opened that, and I'm going to share screen once again to show you the PDF document that here's my PDF document that I've just downloaded. Class 8, English week 1. I go down, English week 2, and so on and so forth. So this is, I haven't done it all, but the idea is that you can create your class plan to share with your principal, or, you know, if anybody that you might need to share it with. You might even want to share it with your students to give them an overview of the month that's coming up. It's always good for students to feel prepared. Close all tabs and sharing. Okay. Okay. Shweta ma'am, can you answer the question? How to attach the certificate to Google Form? I'm so sorry, that's, you know, I'm going to have to take a full another class or something like that. To attach certificates to Google Form is a totally different chapter altogether, and it doesn't take less than about 45 minutes. So I'm so sorry, Shweta ma'am, I can't answer that right now. Let me go back to this page. So primarily, I just want to tell you that we have discussed all the conversations in terms of the elements that Canva gives us. Template options. You've seen the template options. I can close this and pick another template. Uploads. Uploads, you have videos and images both. You can upload, you know, whatever that is that you want to do from your computer. Photos. Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed out on telling you about photos. My bad. So sorry. Okay, so photos, like, you know, if you were to add a clip art to this conversation, right? Or you were to add a photo. So let me go click on and see the photo bank of Canva. So since I'm talking about English, let me click on photos and see what there is in English. So there is an image. Between all of those things, I missed telling you about this. This is a very interesting part, and it's a lot of fun. Is that you can insert photos. It's time to learn English, or any other photo that you like. So basically, it is like going to Google and searching for images, right? Similarly, here, when you click on photos, apart from the ones you can upload, you can just click on grammar, any word that you sort of like, and see what it gives you. See, there is a there is a graphic for grammar. Maybe you can put that here. Maybe you don't want to use it. You know, maybe I can just delete the word grammar from here and use this image instead. What do you think? One second. They're next to each other. That's why it's coming out like that. See, basics of grammar, right? So I can search for any subject here, math, spelling, and see the kind of pictures that come in and use them. Maybe in your week 2, you also have a spell bee test. So you can put this image and it'll be fun. So this is Canva's bank of photos. And you can pick on anything that you like from here and use it. It's fun and it just makes it more colorful and nice, right? So this was about photos that you can pick from Canvas bank. Of course, there are words that might not have a photo, but that's fine. Then you can, of course, go to Google. Now, let's say we're talking about water conservation. So, just a second. Week 2, let's just say, is all about water. So, this is a science class for now. And we're talking about water conservation, right? I'm going to delete this and this. Water conservation. Okay. Now, this one, I can go to photos and search for water, right? What do I get when I click on photos and search for something? I get actually the exact same image of that, right? So I get an actual image of water, right? Either could be water in a glass or the ocean, right? And there's a great picture to actually have as a background for it. And if you want to have it as a background for this image, I can just delete on these elements that I don't really want anymore. Don't want any of these elements. Don't even want this water glass. And I can stretch this image to become my background. I'm just stretching it. Right? How interesting it looks, right? So topping and water, I just took this image and I just stretched it across, right? Now I can go to elements and also search for water. Let's see what happens when I search for water in elements. The same word, the same search, but elements is going to give it to you in a clip art form, right? Let's reduce this image size. Okay, I'm removing this image size here. Just undo this or delete it, right? So this gave me clip art of water, and in elements, and in photos, I will be actually getting water, real pictures of water. And of course, then it could be water bottle, glass of water, drinking water, and then some more options open up, ocean and so on, right? That's for you all to explore. But this is the difference between photos and elements that you must know, that it gives you the option of not only the options that sort of come when you see it in terms of grids and everything that we talked about, it can also give you, depending on your search. So you can add to your presentation based on the same, right? Which is very, very interesting. For a nutrition teacher, you must drink water every day. You should add an image like this. So it's making your ease of creating graphics much easier. Drink water every day. Simple and straight. You've got a man drinking water, and you can show something like this to your class. Yeah, so we did the other basics of photos, elements, text, music, videos. Videos is exactly same like photos. You can either pick a video like we did this one. We pick this video. It's an aerial shot. There's not too much happening, but a little bit. Let's pick up another kind of video that you can insert into your presentation. Now, an important thing is if you add a video to your presentation or anything that is moving, right? Like we did those celebration banners. Where were the celebration banners? Like even this. And you download this as a PDF. It is going to come flat, right? So in this case, where you have either a video inserted, right? Then you have to download this as a video. And you download all the pages as a video. Avoid copyright issues, and that is, music that option I've got from Canva, so that's fine. And I'm going to download this as a video to be able to send it, because if you're inserting videos and downloading it as a PDF, it's not going to quite work in your favor because it'll come flat, right? So we've done all those elements, and here at Canva, you can design, coming back to it, anything you like. A lot of options that drop down: recommended social media, events, marketing, documents, prints, videos, school. Let's see what school has for all of you. For school, it understands that you need worksheets, presentations, infographics, yearbook. If some of you get comfortable with Canva, maybe you can design a workbook right here, a yearbook right here for your class, And you don't have to outsource something like this. Mind map, class schedule, even something in the tabular form. Earlier we were seeing class schedule in poster forms. There's class schedule options here in templates, like almost making a timetable. So much more fun than the basics we had much earlier when we all studied. Yeah. So loads of options. I'm going to just stop the share right now. And let's see any questions. Can we add background to the text or curve it? No, you can't curve the text, ma'am. So what I'm going to tell you is that here, if I did write a text, what I could do here, this is my plain text that I've written, and I'm going to make it bigger, right? But what I could do, just a moment.
Ma'am, screen.
Oh, so sorry. Thank you so much for guiding me. Thank you so much for guiding me. Screen's here. Okay. So I was at this timetable last when I was showing you. I just added a page and I've added text. So if you want your text to come in a very stylish way, what you could do is pick one of these elements here, right? So you can't curve text in Canva, not yet, but maybe they're working on it. So let's say I want to pick up something like this because I do want to write my text in a curved way, in the sense that, so I can write great, sorry, 1 second. I can change this congrats. It's taking a minute. I'm going to ungroup this, and so that I can write here. Great work, right, in that format, and move this around wherever, right? So I can pick on the ready formats for great work, right? Or you can see something else if you'd like. So you can't curve text yet in Canva, but you can always go back and write it like this. Pick one of these styles. Then I also heard another question, which was, can we add background? Yes. Share screen before I forget it. Yeah. Here. So here I want to change the background. Of course, you can either change the background to simple color, right? Or you can click on this and you have background options here. So I can change it to this. I can even make a landscape, right? Lots of options here. Throw in some chocolates for best wishes, flowers. So a lot of background options exist. We've been primarily doing a lot of templates which already had background options, but you can do any kind of background and that will appear on the left side, right? Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Shweta ma'am, you are asking, can you answer my question? Can you attach a certificate to Google Form? Yes, you download it. We can create a certificate in Canva and download it as a PNG file and save it, and then we can add it to the Google Form. Yes, we can. Teachers, any questions at all? Please go ahead. Waiting for you all to type in any questions you might have, and I'm happy to answer them all. Anything at all, any feedback for the session, anything at all that you'd like to say, we're happy to hear it. Nothing's coming up yet. Thank you, Vichi. Yeah, any questions at all, ma'am? I'm so glad. Thank you, Ragina, ma'am. Thank you so much. You all can unmute yourself.
Ma'am, liked your session.
Thank you so very much.
Liked your session, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ruchi, I was it is an excellent training skill I found in you, and it is not only the training skill, the prompts I must tell in front of others, because training skill everybody has seen. The prompt response, it is not only this time more than 50 participants, but when we had 6 participants out of your 400, then also your promptness was exactly the same. So thank you so much for helping us, empowering or enriching. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It's been a pleasure, and I'm so happy to
also.
do this session.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.